It's Luce, part 28 of 30. Gonna have a little bit of fun today. If you're new to this channel, you've just hopped on this video, you'll have no idea who I am or what I've done and what my business is. If you have been following, let me take you on a little prequel, a little history of Bake with Luce. You know, I've talked before, I used to make cakes when I was little. I'm gonna share some pictures with you. And if nothing else, you might just find them funny because, anyway, let's see. So, what did I write? Oh gosh, yeah. So this has been a little trip down memory lane for me. My mum actually used to make me and my brother cakes for our birthdays. And I'd forgotten actually until this moment, until doing this video, and I'm looking back at some old photos, just how much that might have played a part in what I do now. This is the first cake that, or not the first cake, this is one of the cakes that she had made for my birthday. I think I must have been 6 or 7. And I remember it was pink with these little chocolate rabbits. And I was just like, oh, amazing. But yeah, so she'd made cakes for us. She didn't paint them, but she, you know, this one was with chocolate rabbits. She made my brother a fort with, you know, coconut that's turned green with food colouring as the grass, chocolate fingers as the drawbridge and things. So there was creativity, not painting, but this whole cake thing. And we used to make cakes with her together. I remember little cupcakes with smarty faces and we'd pipe on the eyelashes. And yeah, we used to do a lot of that. In fact, my granny and grandpa, both sets were very good cooks, very good bakers. So my mum, I used to help her. And then as I got a bit older, she used to help me. So this is the first cake that I made, which is a merry-go-round. I don't know how old I am in that picture. I honestly can't remember. What had I written? Oh my gosh. So I found this. £2.99 for a book. What on earth? So as a kid, I mean, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of well used. But so this piping style, I don't do piping now. I was actually never very good at it, but it was something that I explored. So here's a photo. What did I do? One for my brother, Ghostbusters, and I did one for my cousin. I use this technique a lot. I was kind of playing around with that. Oh, I did this one cake for my grandpa's special birthday, and it was piping, and hence why I don't do this now. I just paint. But that was a kind of, my grandpa nearly didn't get this cake because I had an absolute hissy fit, and my mum was very patient with me and we got through and produced this cake. So here's me holding a picture of the cake. My grandpa was thrilled. So when I talk about, when I say, oh, I had a talent, the artistic talent, not just the cake, the caking thing was more around the emotion, I think, attached to it. And I'd underestimated that until this point. You know, caking, baking, that has always been something that's been nurtured in my family. You know, we used to have multiple birthday parties as kids, you know, school one with friends, one with the people that lived up the road, fam. Gosh, yeah. Oh, thanks, Mum and Dad. So this cake on the back here, I made this. Now I must have been at least 10 because my granny always used to write her name in there, and this is from 1986. So I entered this cake into the North Show and I got second prize. So I wonder now to this day who got first and if they're still making cakes. What else did I record? Oh, it's just been so much fun. Oh yeah, yeah, coming back to this talent. So here's a picture of the lion cake that I made. And nearly 40, how old am I? Nearly 40 years on, this is the lion cake that I did a year, 2 years, maybe last year. It's one of those things that I continually try and sharpen my tools, you know, want to always get better. But I remember this lion cake, my brother had recommended me. So this was you know, with the recommends, there's always an amount of pressure, but this one, my brother had said, my sister can do it, and it was for 100 people. He was an absolute beast. And there's a scene, this would probably give away my age, but there's a scene in a pop video once for Lionel Richie, Hello, where there's a lady that's moulding his face out of clay. And there's a when I'm making this cake, because he's a hybrid, he was part sculpted and part painted, where I'm just holding onto this lion's face, trying to channel, you know, the Lion King and Simba. Structurally, it's difficult. So I'm there, come on, lion. Where's that strength, that raw? I don't know. Oh, I kind of don't really know. Anyway, well, look, these are some photos. What I mostly do now is painting, and I discovered this. I still don't know where I saw that you could do this, but this cake was for my mum's 60th. And it took, I think it probably took about 7 hours to paint this. I mean, the whole thing, it's 2 tiers, it was fully covered. Absolute labour of love, this one. But she couldn't imagine. I said to her, what do you think I've made for your birthday? And she's like, I don't know, a fairy castle, princess, you know. She could not imagine. So when she saw it, she was like, oh, I had no idea that you could do that. I was like, oh, I know. So she was super chuffed. And from that moment, that kind of reignited. I mean, what was I? She just turned 70. So yeah, this was 10 years ago. And it took me up until, well, it'll be coming up for 5 years when I started Bake With You. So I did that cake. And then I was making cakes for friends and family. I was having all these thoughts, this whole journey that I've kind of documented in these videos up to day 28 that we are now. But that's where it started. I'd underestimated this nurturing of baking with my mum, with my grannies and my grandpas, and just probably how important that was. You know, it was a big deal when we were little. Gosh. So I did enjoy that, but it was, so thanks, Mum, because your baking with me has led to this now. Anyway, that was a little trip down memory lane, probably quite indulgent. You might have enjoyed it. You might have had a little chuckle at some of the photos. I don't think I've changed that much, have I? Little well things. Anyway, let's see what we come back with tomorrow. Much love.